we can get bipartisan agreement. I don't think the Democrats have a monopoly on good ideas. I think that there are a lot of thoughtful Republicans out there. The problem is we've been locked in a divided politics for so long that we've stopped listening to each other. And I think that this president in particular has fed those divisions. That's something that we've tried to end in this campaign, and I think we're being successful.
All right, we're going to take one more commercial, but come back with a final question for both of you in just a moment.
Beach, live from Philadelphia, in the National Constitution Center. Here again, Charles Gibson and George Stephanopoulos.
Final question now to finish what I think has been a fascinating debate, and I appreciate both of you being here. Thanking you in advance. It is hard to see how either one of you win this nomination on the basis of pledged delegates in primaries, and it could well come down to superdelegates. And I know you've been talking to them all along, but let's say you're at the convention in Denver, and you're talking to a group of 20 undecided superdelegates. How are you going to make the case to them why you're the better candidate and more electable in November? What do you say to them? Minute and a half each. And by a flip of the coin, Senator Clinton goes first.
Well, I say to them what I've said to voters across America, that we need a fighter back in the White House. We need someone who's going to take on the special interests. And I have a plan to take away $55 billion of the giveaways and the subsidies that the President and Congress have lavished on the drug companies and the oil companies and the insurance companies and Wall Street. And I have a plan to give that money back, give it back in tax cuts to the middle class, people who deserve it, who have been struggling under this president, who feel invisible, who feel like, you know, they've not even seen anymore. And we're going to make everybody feel like they're part of the American family again. And we're going to tackle the problems that have been waiting for a champion back in the White House. Now, obviously, I can't do this alone. I can only do it if I get people who believe in me and support me and who look at my track record and know that, you know, I've spent a lifetime trying to empower people, trying to fight for them. And I think it's going to be challenging, but it is absolutely what we must do in order to keep faith with our country and to give our children the future that they deserve. So I will tell everyone who listens that I'm ready to be the commander-in-chief. I have 35 generals and admirals, including 2 former chairmen of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Wesley Clark and others, who believe that I am the person to lead us out of Iraq, to take on al-Qaeda, to rebuild our military. And I will turn this economy around. We will get back to shared prosperity, and we will see once again that we can do this the right way, so it's not just a government of the few, by the few, and for the few. And I need your help. I need the help of the voters here in Pennsylvania, first and foremost, in order to be able to get to those conversations. And I hope that I have demonstrated, not just over the last weeks or even over the last hour and a half, but over a lifetime, that you can count on me. You know where I stand. You know that I will fight for you, and that together we're going to take back our country.
Senator Obama.
Well, when we started this campaign 15 months ago, it was based on a couple of simple principles. Number one, that we were in a defining moment in our history. Our nation's at war, our planet's in peril, our economy is in a shambles, and most importantly, the American people have lost trust in their government. Not just Democrats, but independents and Republicans who've been disillusioned about promises that have been made election after election, decade after decade. And the bet I was making was a bet on the American people, that they were tired of a politics that was about tearing each other down, but wanted politics that was about lifting the country up, that they didn't want spin and PR out of their elected officials. They wanted an honest conversation. And most importantly, I believe that change does not happen from the top down. It happens from the bottom up. And that's why we decided we weren't going to take PAC money or money from federal registered lobbyists, that we were not going to be subject to special interest influence, but instead we're going to enlist the American people in the project of changing this country. And during the course of these last 15 months, my bet's paid off, because the American people have responded in record numbers, and not just people who are accustomed to participating, but people who haven't participated in years. I talked to a woman here in Pennsylvania, 70 years old. She whispered to me, "I've never voted before, but I'm going to vote in this election." And so my point to the superdelegates would be that if we're going to deliver on health care for every American, improve our schools, deliver on jobs, then it's going to be absolutely vital we form a new political coalition in this country. That's what we've been doing in this campaign, and that's what I'm going to do when I'm President of the United States of America.
The audience has been very good in restraining themselves. I think a round of applause for Senators Obama and Clinton, and that concludes